I've got 10 o'clock, I'm gonna go ahead and call our meeting to
Oh, it
order.
is, okay.
Can I have a roll call,
I'm
please?
gonna bring mine.
Clifton.
Here,
Fitch. Here. Stansel. Here.
all present. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Motion from Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Heather, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. Next order of business is a public hearing. Can I have a motion to enter into a public hearing for ordinance chapter 57, transporting of hazardous liquid through hazardous liquid pipelines?
So moved.
Motion from Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Heather, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye, pose same sign, motion carries, we are in a public hearing. Ryan, is everything published as required?
Yes,
Did you receive any written comments at all?
I did not.
Okay, thanks for putting that together. I think it's kind of pretty much what Shelby County had done.
Pretty similar, some minor tweaks. Yep.
Anybody from the public wish to comment on that ordinance this morning? This is gonna be quick. Okay. Anything?
No.
Okay.
Just something that we need to have, and I'm
All right.
glad we were able to move it along, so
Okay.
thank you very much for
That-
your folks' work on it.
That's it. Can I have a motion to adjourn the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion from Diane, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Heather, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Pose same sign, motion carries. I have two resolutions to consider this morning. The first one's a resolution to approve the fiscal year 24 budget. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion from Diane, is there a second? I will second that. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say that the public spoke very clearly last night regarding their opposition to this budget and this tax increase. So I will be voting no against both the budget and the tax increase.
Okay. Diane, do you have any discussion? Okay. If not, all those in favor, let's do a roll call vote on this.
Thank you.
All those in favor indicate, roll call please.
Clifton.
Aye.
Fitch.
Aye.
Stansel.
Nay.
Okay, motion carries. Next is resolution approving the first reading of the pipeline ordinance. Do I have a motion to approve the first reading?
So moved.
Motion
Or,
from,
hey,
motion-
can I, do we move, do you wanna waive the second and third, or?
I would prefer not to. I mean, there's a reason to have a second and third reading. One, transparency. Two, it gives us a chance to, hey, maybe we should tweak this, maybe there's a way we can make it better or whatnot. And I don't think it's so urgent that having a second and third reading,
Even though that we don't know what the legislature's gonna do yet.
it seems like they're gonna.
I
do
think
nothing.
we know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do what the big business wants them to do.
I was just hoping to get this in place before the session ended,
I-
so we have the ability to say we're grandfathered in.
I'm not in favor of waiving the second and third reading.
Well, I don't know that I care that much.
I mean, we're going through, we're taking care of this.
Cause that means it's gonna be probably another month before this is in place, cause it doesn't go in place until it's published. So,
Understood.
I will move we approve the ordinance, and with the waiver of the second and third reading.
Is there a second to that motion?
I would second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance and waive the second and third reading. Is there any further discussion on that? I'll just say what I said earlier, is I don't think, there's a reason you have second and third readings of ordinances, and that's so that everyone can be aware of them, so that you can tweak something if you find something that wasn't quite the way you wanted it to be. So I'm not in favor of waiving the second and third reading.
We've waived stuff before.
We have, and I don't believe that's, I mean, if something is urgent, that's okay. If it's something that's time sensitive, I think that's okay. As a general order of business, I don't think that's the right way to handle things.
Well, I think that, public safety and protecting as much as we are allowed to legally, public property, I think that's urgent, as we learned with the turbines. Having something in place before things happen is always better than trying to play catch up afterwards, so.
Okay.
But if we waive it, then we'll be accused of not being transparent. And that's why you have second and third readings.
Trust me, I'm torn. If it wasn't for the prospect of them, as soon as they gavel out for legislative session, and we're behind the 8 ball. So, normally I would not agree to that, but because this has to do with public safety and protection of public property rights, I'm concerned that we're gonna be behind the 8 ball again like we were with the turf.
I think the legislature's spoken on this, the House did what they're gonna do, the Senate declined to do anything, and I think it's, granted, you follow this stuff up there more than I do, but I think this matter is pretty much done at the State House for this year. All right, well.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
There is a motion on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to the ordinance. I will be voting no on waiving the second, because of waiving the second and third readings. So, all right, those in favor of approving the first reading and waiving the second and third reading indicate by saying aye.
Do we want to do roll call?
We can do a roll call.
Let's do a roll call,
Okay.
that's an ordinance. Go ahead.
Okay.
Clifton,
Nay.
Fitch,
Aye.
Stansel.
Aye,
Okay, motion carries. And just for the record, I'm not opposed to the ordinance, I just
understood.
think the reading should have been.
I think we're all torn on that.
I think it's gonna,
Yeah.
I think they know what they're going to do regardless.
We have to protect our people as much as we're legally allowed.
I get that, but when
Yeah.
it's higher up,
I know,
and I don't like,
I know.
I don't like waiving this, and I want the record to state I don't like it, but I do,
Yeah,
I think
we're-
it's already decided.
Yeah.
All right, done. Enough said. If there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion from Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Diane, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, thank you, everybody.
So Sarah, did we then, publish the entire ordinance